reach the baby. And then in a spiritual sense, they'll say that sometimes you might be having a dead child as a vision and you don't know. And someone else has a live child. And you might have a switch up when you share your goals and you share your visions. Do you believe in that?
I feel like it is, I feel like it's a Kenyan notion, not specifically or African notion to say the least. It is because people believe that if you tell other people your plans, they will not necessarily succeed. I will not lie, I'm also a believer of that. But in terms of the spiritual realm, spiritual sense, whatever you commit to God, and if God has agreed and it's going to happen anyway, it doesn't matter who knows or who doesn't know. At the end of the day, God is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than we ask, think, or imagine. So it is based wholly on the will of God. What God wants to happen will happen, regardless of whether you tell somebody, whether you tell who or who. But also, again, it is important to know who to sit with the right people and share the right information with the right people. It's not, you don't share everything to everyone. You have those people that you claim to be your prayer partners, you claim to be your church friends, your Christian groups. I feel like if your vision is enclosed towards, you have prayed for your vision and you have a certain ambition, there are people that you feel safe sharing with. So I feel like if you share with them, you never know, one or two people might even help you out to achieve your goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is one thing that you wish you knew earlier when it comes to starting a new year?
Well, honestly, I would say, if I knew how the year would be, that would be a game changer, which is impossible. Yeah. So from the previous years, what I've learned in my new year, and especially, is to say that we need to understand and not set goals overly. They say overly going goals. So don't set your standard too high. Instead, understand your capacity, understand yourself, understand what you're able to do, and to say the least, pray to God and set achievable goals. Yeah, I feel like in the previous years I've set goals that I've not been able to achieve because I thought I was ready for them. Yeah.
So that is what you wish you knew earlier.
Yeah.
And what is that one secret that you've been working with for the longest time and it has been working, especially when it comes to starting the new year and making a vision? Ile yenye unajua tu hii nimeitumia, nilianza, and it is going well for me in a way that if I set my goals, I know I'll achieve them.
Okay, I feel like my secret is thanksgiving. Always giving thanks for for bad, for worse, for better. It is important that we give thanks. Somebody said thanksgiving is like a prophecy. You actually, when you give thanks, it goes a long way into removing barriers for you even in your new year. So it is important that as you start your new year, make sure that you give thanks, and not only when you start your new year, as a daily habit. It is important that you give thanks. It is important that you acknowledge that God has brought you from where He brought you up to where you are right now. And it is also good that you understand the power of thanksgiving. So that has been my secret. I always give thanks, whether I have, whether I don't have, whether I achieved the goals I wanted to achieve, whether I didn't achieve them. I believe that God does things in His own ways and in His own time. So it is important that we focus on God and prayer and thanksgiving.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we've been talking a lot about the beginning of the year. Tunamaliza aje mwaka? Unajua kuna hii notion yenye watu wako nayo wanasemanga, nimeacha huko. Kuna kitu kama kuacha 2025 na 2026, sijui nimeacha nini, nimeacha chuki, nimeacha wale wenye nilikuwa nimewabeba, nimewaacha. I don't know, because it always feels like nimetoka Monday to Tuesday. It doesn't look like more of a difference. But why do people have this thing of nimeacha?
I feel like it is symbolic, symbolism in a way. It symbolizes, the new year, kind of, when you see your calendar and you see a new year, it symbolizes something new. Necessarily, there is no difference. Monday and Tuesday, the Monday of 2025 and Tuesday of 2026. In terms of the day and everything, there is no significant difference. So it's symbolic. People want to symbolize that they're starting something new. So I feel like nimeacha notion, quote unquote, is important, because it is not good to carry burdens into a new year, or carry people the way people carry each other, somebody wronged you somewhere. So starting a new year, as I said earlier, is trying to become a better person, a better version of you. And by that, a better version is the one that forgives easily. A better version is the one that lets go, easily. So it's a matter of becoming something that is better than what was there last year. So it's not really important to carry stuff from the past year, especially burdens, and to the next year. I will not recommend that.
So which is your verse in 2026?
My verse for 2026 would be Colossians chapter 3, I think verse 1. I think it says, it will go by, therefore if we have been raised with Christ, then we should seek things that are from above. So I feel like God has given us a platform to do exceedingly abundantly, to be better versions of ourselves, to conquer the world. So this verse speaks to me in a personal way, and it reminds me that I should seek things that are above, and people usually translate that to heavenly things, but you can also translate it to, big and better things. So trusting God for better things, trusting God for expansion, trusting God for financial freedom, and all of that.
Thank you so much for joining us, Kid. It has been wonderful having you here.
Thank you
and
too.
For our viewers, I do trust and believe that through this podcast, you'll be able to learn one or two things that will help you to start 2026. It is still new, it is still fresh. You can still do it in a way that gives you a beginning that makes a difference from January to December. Until next time, bye.